Dennis is available right now. All right, let me dial him up. Hang on a
So a
minute.
tropical depression doesn't get a name, but a tropical storm does?
So, depression does not get a name. The minute it becomes a tropical storm, so 37 miles an hour. Right now, maximum sustained winds are 35. It's only a couple of miles away from becoming a tropical storm, and then it would become Sara and named. Let me call Dennis here quickly.
I guess if you didn't give me a name, I'd be depressed as well.
Because there's all kinds of doom and gloom crap, and people on social media are trying to scare people.
Yeah.
Here's Dennis.
And
All right.
Here's Dennis's ring.
Hey, good morning, Denis Phillips, ABC Action News chief meteorologist, also known as Mr. Suspenders.
How goes it?
Hey, listen, it's going fine. So the 7 a.m. Eastern Time intermediate advisory from the National Hurricane Center, it's got maximum sustained winds of this tropical depression 19 of 35, and it becomes a tropical storm and then named at what, 37?
40.
I'm sorry, it's 40?
Yeah.
All right, I thought it was 37.
So way off.
I don't know where the hell I got 37. All right, so it's very close. So maybe the next update, it could be a named storm?
Yeah. I mean, the big change overnight is the fact models continue to keep this over land a lot longer. And when I'm talking about land, I'm talking about Central America. And if that's the case, if it happens, I mean, there's a chance it doesn't even make it alive on the other side out into the Gulf. I mean, the Euro and the GFS both have it much, much weaker as it moves toward Florida. The timing has not changed. Next Wednesday for Florida. I mean, that's what we were saying yesterday. Whatever it is, it's going to hit on Florida. If it's weaker, it'll go farther north. If it's stronger, it goes farther south. I'm still not throwing out the possibility that, it still could re-strengthen and re-intensify, as a lot of them have done in the Gulf this year. So, but this is a big different situation in the sense we got a huge cold front coming down at the same time. And the way I see it right now is it does get across. There's not much left. There's something. It does start to try to redevelop a little bit, but then it runs into that cold front, kind of gets absorbed by the cold front. And we get, some gusty winds on Wednesday, especially our northern counties, and some rain. But unless this really starts to go to town again, I think the impact could still be minimal tropical storm force winds. I still think that's on the table. But at this point, at least based on the thinking that it's going to take a long time to get across Central America, like it's not going to exit till Monday.
Yeah, it's not hitting just like the tip and then getting out into the open Gulf into warmer waters. This thing looks like it is headed like straight across Belize, maybe northern Guatemala, over the Yucatan Peninsula in a thicker meteor part.
More mountainous part, too.
Well, I don't know if it's mountainous. So I don't think it's mountainous over there. I mean, I've been to Chichen Itza. I don't remember many mountains over there. But Dennis, if right now it's 35 miles an hour, the next update, we could possibly see it named How about that? The name of the song is actually spelled Sara, S-A-R-A, which will be the next. And then the next lyric is the storm blowing in your eyes?
Yeah, I've been misspelling it. Either it's been voice to text or autocorrect or whatever, but I've had the H a couple of times.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, there are women out there that get really ticked off when you spell their name with an H and they don't have an H.
So you're telling me that Sarah's that are S-A-R-A's versus S-A-R-A-H's, that's a thing? They get really bent out of shape?
Yeah, they're in separate camps. Yeah.
It is a thing. As a matter of fact, like my biggest thread on Facebook yesterday had nothing to do with the storm's track. It had everything to do with the women who were mad at each other for H and no H. And then everybody else got into the act. Like, the people, myself included, by the way, because Dennis only has one N with my spelling.
That's right.
We were all commiserating, saying, how many times have you gone to the truck stop and you can never find a license plate with your right name spelled on that, and it turned into a thing.
So, I mean, yeah, you're right. There's the Sara with the H. There's the Dennis with the N's. My wife is an Allison, 1L or 2L. That's a big deal. Karen's, or Kathy's with K's or C's. I mean, they hate each other. You really have to ask.
It's weird.
It's a big deal.
They want to cut each other. All right, so Dennis...
It's like the Bloods and the Crips. Right. I mean, they are like at war.
The Bloods and the Crips are
and
like
they
the
think-
Sara with the H and the no H.
Yes, and they think less of each other.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah, oh yeah. Apparently, according to the ones last night, that the Saras with no H are crazier than the ones with H.
Really?
Yep.
Did,
I'm gonna have
did
to
you
do
bring
a
this
group
up on
study.
your Dennis Phillips live podcast or video
No,
cast?
I did not. It just showed up on a feed because I accidentally put an H on one, and one of the women said, "Hey, Dennis, I love you, but you gotta remember to take the H off because Sarah's without the H."
All right, what time is Dennis Phillips live tonight?
7:30.
All right, so it's going to be the normal time of 7:30 because you went earlier, didn't you? During some of the recent storms, you went at 7?
I think one I did just because we had some other programming that we had to run at 7:30.
Okay, all right. So here's what you need to do. I'm sure by your showtime tonight at 7, well, listen, even for the 5 o'clock and the 6 o'clock, you ought to have your graphics department put together some kind of Sara with the H and without the H and do some kind of a weather graphic and just say, hey, be creative.
Yeah, why do you want me to kick off people?
Hey, all kidding aside,
So we do.
listen, all kidding aside, people were really concerned. And listen, you still, pay attention to this, but hopefully it's going to fizzle and it's going to bring us something, as Dennis says, mid next week. But hopefully it's not a strong tropical storm or certainly not a hurricane. But Dennis, there were a lot of people that were freaked out. There was a lot of social media misinformation out there, and you have these bad actors that just like to, scare people.
That's all it is. It drives me crazy. And then I get all the messages because the people see it all and they're convinced they don't remember who says it. And then eventually like, well, didn't Dennis say this? I'm like, no, what are you talking about?
No.
You're barking up the wrong tree. I never said this. But it's confusing, and I get it because, you're scrolling through your feed and you don't remember who said what. But, finishing your thought, what you were saying earlier is, yeah, if it were to go over the thinner part of the Yucatan up near Cancun or Cozumel where it wouldn't be over land longer, then, yeah, it would re-intensify. And it would probably take more of a southerly track, and it would be stronger. So if it were for some reason to take that trip more to the north, then I still think there's a chance it could be tropical storm or hurricane south of probably South Florida. But those odds look much, much smaller today because, like you said, it's going over the thickest, the meatiest part of Central America. And I'll tell you, I'm borderline thinking I may go and reinitiate Christmas decorations.
Operation Dennis Phillips, Palm Harbor Christmas. And Dennis,
may.
you read my mind. I was just about to ask you, are you potentially going to go into Christmas decoration mode this weekend and take it off suspension?
Yeah, potentially I am. If the models continue, if this thing gets so weak that I don't think it's going to be more than just a rain event with a little wind, I can rebar the decorations down enough that they're not going to go anywhere in 40-mile-an-hour winds. I just worry when it's 65 or 70. That's another story.
What's the story? You had a big, huge Frosty the Snowman tumbling down the street one time?
Yeah, I also last year had. I don't think I ever told you this story. Maybe I did. So yeah, I did. We had a big gust a couple of years ago, and I had this 12-foot Frosty, and it just started blowing down the street, like literally head over heels, rolling. I'm chasing after it, and luckily there was no video of it. But worse than
that would have been great if somebody captured. How do people not get that on video these days?
Because it was at 2 a.m.
Okay, well, all right.
Yeah. But here's the worst thing. Get a load of this. So did I tell you this? Last year, about 2 a.m., I hear a boom. And I'm like, what the heck? It was like on the 27th. What was that? And I ran outside, and someone had shanked Frosty.
Somebody sliced Frosty?
Someone shanked Frosty, and he
Shawshank.
exploded.
Oh, my God.
And I have it was a pickup truck, and I actually got their license plate.
Give out the license? Listen,
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
We can have the license plate run for you. We can find out who it was.
Oh, I could have, and I really.
Somebody murdered your blow up?
Yeah, but here's the only thing. The reason why I didn't is because Hammaker Schlemmer, which is where I got it from, has a lifetime guarantee on all their stuff. So I literally sent them back the shanked Frosty, and they sent me another one.
Oh, wow.
But who is the sicko that would target your house and stab Frosty?
Right? And the thing that was crazy to me is how loud the explosion was. I mean,
I know who it was. It was Jeff Baradelli from Channel 8.
I don't. Jeff doesn't have a pickup truck.
Okay.
Yeah,
He had to borrow a friend's truck.
oh yeah, there you go. That's a possibility. So yeah. Anyway, so now I've got cameras everywhere. They're booby traps. I mean, it's,
Got shotguns with with wired triggers and tripwires going on.
true story. Yep.
Old Bobby
It's like
Deskins
Home
is like
Alone.
that
It's more
son
like
of a
the
bitch.
Home Alone one.
All right. It's the ghost
Anyway,
of, you know what? It's the ghost of Roy Leap
Oh man, Roy's a legend.
or
Roy
Dick
definitely
Dick
is.
Fletcher.
Yeah, those were two legends in this market. You're bringing up old school
What
stuff
about-
for folks.
What about Wayne Shattuck?
Oh,
Pissed
Wayne-
at what he built, and then Dennis
Wayne-
is taking it and running with it.
Wayne's still around.
I know.
Yeah.
Wayne's doing like Medicare commercials now.
Yeah. Isn't that
That's awesome.
crazy?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He looks so good.
He does.
The
He does
guy,
look good.
yeah, he's in his 70s, I think.
Yeah,
And
it looks
he
great.
looks amazing.
Yeah. All right, but listen, I thank you for the time. Listen, let's follow this. Maybe we'll have you on again tomorrow. And when are we going to really know what the hell's happening? What's the real time
Over the
frame?
weekend.
All right.
Over the weekend.
Okay. All right, Dennis, man. Thank you so much. Have a great
All right, see
day.
you guys.
All right.
All right, bye.
All right, Denis Phillips, ABC Action News chief meteorologist. See, just more than just like a weather, tropical storm segment. I mean, you get all these great stories
yeah.
out of him every single time.
Always entertaining.
All right, 8:53 at the MJ Morning Show. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you liked it. Go ahead and click, share, subscribe, all this stuff.